welcome to Rambling Hour with Lisa, Season 9, Episode 5. Here I am in my living room, which has been decorated for the Christmas season. I have a lot of Christmas decorations, so I think I'm just going to push you back just a little bit. Hang on. I need to tighten these. Is that good? So how is everyone today? It has been 2 weeks since I've seen you guys, just because our oldest son Owen had his birthday a week and a half ago. So last Sunday we celebrated his birthday because that's when the whole family could get together. The thing is that well, Steve said he was when he decided on the time for us to get together, we always let the kids choose what they want for dinner, even if it's me making it or whatever. Like last year, Owen wanted Mexican food, so we made like a huge selection of Mexican food. And this year he wanted Chinese, but the place that we like to get our Chinese food from opened at 6. So Steve was saying that he was just trying to be thoughtful of my live, like what time my live started. And I said, well, no, I'll just cancel it, because the purpose of my lives are to connect with friends and family. But if there's like family that are going to be here in our house, then it would be ridiculous for me to be like, well, you guys got to go, I got to do my live, when I should be enjoying that time with them. So yes, we had a lovely Sunday last week with all the kids here and their partners, and celebrating Owen's birthday. He's 31. So yes, that's why I wasn't on last week. Good evening, Sam. And but I am back, and it is Christmas themed now. So the next few weeks until Christmas is over, it will be Christmas themed, and I will be in a different place in the house all these days. So I can give you a little peek of the cabinet behind me, just up to the top. And down. Lily is asking how Tom's puppy is. So that was another thing. Had I done my live last Sunday, I was going to introduce you to the latest family member. Let me explain. So Lily, quickly, Tom's puppy is absolutely lovely and great. She is not here today because he's at his nan's until the 6th, so he has her with him. So I can't introduce you to her yet, but I want to explain to you why Tom got a puppy so soon after our little Nova passed away. And some people won't think that's weird, but there's a few things. One, Thomas is a single male, 21. He's learned to have that companionship with a puppy, with a pet. And any of us who have been single and had that companionship know once we lose it, it's really hard to go without it. It's very lonely being alone with no partner or whatever. So when you have that companionship, even from a pet, it's hard to go without that. So I wasn't surprised that he was going to get another animal at some point. One of the reasons that me and Steve let Tom get a pet, even though I said before he's 21, technically he could get a dog if he wanted to, but just not here. If you're living here, you have to, we have to give you permission. But we let him get a dog because he wants to do dog training, and to do the dog training course he wants to do, he has to have his own dog. So he was, Nova was getting older and ready to be able to do the dog training with Thomas, and then unfortunately Nova passed away. So now he wanted the same type of dog, which is a Doberman, or if you're in Canada, the USA, we say Doberman Pinscher. But he chose a different color. So Nova was black and tan, and he got this one, and I don't remember what he calls it, but to me it's like a red color, like a reddish color. And so he named her Sasha, although he couldn't decide on a name for a while, so he was saying Nugget, and then I was saying, oh yeah, Shit Nugget. So that is my nickname for her, is Shit Nugget. But her name is Sasha, and she is adorable. She is like the size of like a Chihuahua right now. She is like, I think she was just under 10 weeks when he got her. And she's just like a little Chihuahua. So we can like pick her up, and she bounces all around, and she likes wearing this little, so me and Tom, because we're just like that, we put the like dog jumpers on, the dogs, Christmas jumpers, and she almost likes it better. Maybe it's like a hug to her, I don't know, but she likes wearing her little jumper. So I'll add a picture in the comments, but I did add a picture of her already onto my Instagram and my Facebook. excuse me, so her name is Sasha. She's just over 10 weeks now, I guess, and she is adorable. She's totally different personality than Nova. Nothing can replace Nova, and, you know, we're happy to have known Nova. But yes, Sasha is a bundle of fun. She's still a puppy, so we'll see what kind of crazy, mischievous things she gets into and what she chews up as she's learning the rules of the house. And I will introduce you guys to her as soon as I can. But yes, her name's Sasha. She's a reddish colored Doberman, and she is just lovely. And there's a part of you that feels like she's just going to stay that little Chihuahua size. The rest of you knows that, like, when we got Nova, Nova was way smaller than Lena, the German Shepherd. And then by the time Nova passed, she was the same size as Lena, if not a little bit bigger. So we know that Sasha isn't going to stay Chihuahua size. She is going to be a big girl, and I'm very excited to, you know, get to know her and introduce you guys to her when she's here. So that is how Tom's puppy is doing, and that's the latest news in the dog world in our house. Lena's doing well. Me and Steve are still taking her for walks every day. I just walk with them. Steve walks Lena, I just walk with them. And when Sasha has had her second shot, which is on the 7th, then she'll be able to go for walks as well. But I mean, she's still a puppy, so she's not going to necessarily keep up with Lena. So we'll see when I start taking her for walks because we try to speed walk, right? So that we're getting our exercise in. Sam says, looking beautiful as always, Lisa. Thank you. That's very sweet. Yeah, I am not a red lipstick person. So if I was to be going out in public, I wouldn't wear this. But because I thought, you know, the red and everything, I just thought, let's do it for the live. So I'll show you close up, but I'm not a red lipstick. I don't think it's the color that suits me best. But, you know, every week I can do something different, and I don't know why I can't get it to focus. There. All right, I'll just sit back down. So, how is everyone? What else have you guys been up to? Let me go through. So the greenhouse still isn't here. We still don't have a date for installation, which is very frustrating because I looked over to my right because I have a bunch of plants in my living room, some in the dining room. I have stuff that goes in the greenhouse outside covered in tarps. I got some stuff in the office. There's just so much stuff that needs to go into the greenhouse that was in my greenhouses, but now it's out because we need the pad empty and clear for them to install. I know, you know what I told Steve? I was complaining to him, and he's like, what do you want me to do? You know, I've been emailing them. And I said, I know, but I just want to complain. I said, I don't think anybody will care because it's like a first world problem, right? It's like, oh, I have to wait for my expensive greenhouse. It's not fair. So yeah, I am frustrated about it, but yeah, I just want a date. I just want an installation date. Give me a date so I know when. And it's frustrating because if it's any other time of year, it would be fine. But the fact that there's going to be frost days and my bananas are still outside, my banana plants and stuff are still outside, that is really just like, they cannot have frost on them or they'll die. So we will be living in a jungle. Also, with Christmas coming, I'd like to not have all these plants in the living room for Christmas. That was very nice. Lily says, I think it suits you. Thank you. That's sweet. And Sam says, I've been getting all Christmas decorations ready for a little boy's grave and some lights. Yes, for those of you who don't know, Sam Harley Wilmore has a son who passed away. Sam, you can write in the comments so that I don't misquote, but I believe he was 4 when he passed, and I think it's been about 6 years, but you tell me in the comments exactly how old he was when he passed and how many years it's been since he passed. And that's very sweet that you're going to go decorate. My mom does the same for family members of our family, changing out the wreaths and stuff for for summer and winter, and just, you know, maintaining the graves. Speaking of which, children who passed away on November 30th was, I don't know if you can see the picture. No, it's up a little bit higher. Where am I? So yeah, it's a bit higher, but Oliver is my best friend Samantha's son, and he would have been 2. So it's 2 years since he was born and 2 years since he passed because he was born sleeping. That was on November 30th. So a little happy birthday in heaven to Oliver. And little Spencer is just over 7 months old, and me and Steve and the family got to see Spencer and Danielle and Tyler yesterday and today because Tyler slept over, so I dropped her off today, so we got to see Spencer and Danielle just for a little brief moment again today, and that was very lovely. And I was wrong with the age. So Sam says he was 3 years old and he's been in heaven for 4 years. Yes, again, I'm sorry to hear that, Sam. I do keep up with your posts, and I can't imagine that it gets easier at all, because you always wonder what they would be doing at this age or now. But I know that you're a spiritual person, and I know that you believe that he is in the afterlife, as do I, and that he's all around you anyways. So you lost him in the physical form, but you never lost him. So let's see what else. So yes, yesterday I got to visit with Samantha and the kids. That was nice, and Steve was home, so it was a weekend, so he got to visit as well. And Sam said decorating the gravestone, but not a gravestone, but the house. I've just been decorating and decorating and decorating, as I told you guys before. And I told my family I would wait until after Remembrance Day, but once that was done, I was starting the decorations because I wanted everything to be done for December 1st so that I can enjoy the Christmas season as well. So I'm not spending all of December doing the decorations, and then come Christmas, I'm just tired and I don't get to enjoy the atmosphere. So I am pretty much done, even though it's the 4th already. I still have a few little things to do, but honestly not that much. And if I wanted to, I could put everything on the dining room table into a bin and say that I was done. So and now it's just little extras that I'm doing, as well as if I want to do any lights outside. And then we just had word that my father-in-law, Steve's dad, is coming for Christmas, which is good because I was trying to decide if I was going to decorate in the guest house or not. I have set the box of decorations that go in there out there, but I hadn't decided. And now that I know Steve's dad's going to be coming and staying with us for Christmas, I am going to decorate in the guest house. So more decorating to do. Really funny. Tom said to me, Lisa, Santa called. And I'm like, oh yeah? Yeah, he wanted to know if he could borrow some, Santa's Grotto called. He was wondering if he could borrow some decorations. So Santa's Grotto is like how they decorate, like, you know, where you get pictures of Santa and everything else. It's like a room or a cabin or whatever, just totally Christmased out for Santa. And I told Samantha that, and she was just laughing about it all day while she was here. And then here they call bathrooms, like washrooms or whatever, they call them toilets. And another thing that made me laugh was Samantha, before she left, she wanted to use the bathroom, and she went in there, and then you hear her shouting, "You have a tree in the toilet! You have a tree in the toilet!" And yes, so I do have 4 trees this year, and one skinny one is in the downstairs bathroom. The biggest one is in the living room. There's one in the entranceway, and because the kitchen is so awesome and beautiful, I did one in the kitchen as well. And I gave a tree away. So I gave a full-size tree away, and I think this big one in the living room, it leans, and there's 2 branches broken on the bottom. I think I might get rid of it at the end of the season too. So I am getting rid of some of the Christmas stuff too. I know I have too much, but I'm just going to read Sam's comment here. Sam says, most definitely, Lisa. I always feel him with me. I've actually seen him in reflection in my mirror. It was amazing. He smiled, then disappeared. I love that you've had the confirmation that he's around you. And like I said, I can't even imagine what it's like to lose a child. I'm not going to pretend. And I can't imagine what it would take to make it any easier. But I love that you've had that. And hopefully that is, knowing he's around you and having seen him makes your heart feel better with, and I know you have other children as well, so yes. What else have I, okay, so I have my basket over here too with all my, I cut up all those little words, so in case I lose my train of thought or I can't think of a topic to talk about, I can dig in the basket and find a topic. I am going to take a sip of this, and I'll tell you about my next rambling hours this month. Cheers. So Steve didn't go out with his mates tonight, as he usually does on a Sunday night, because England is playing against, I can't remember who, in the FIFA World Cup. So Steve is watching the football game. But, so upcoming weeks. Next Sunday on my Rambling Hour will be my Christmas goodies baking episode from the kitchen. The week after will be Christmas crafts, and I don't know what we're baking, and I don't know what crafts we're doing, but this is my plan. So if today's the 4th, let me do some maths. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then another 7 is the 18th. And then that is almost Christmas. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So the 25th must be a Sunday, which I maybe will pop in and say hi. Oh, I'll read, maybe, no, because I don't want to read Christmas stories on Christmas Day. I want to read them at least before for the kids. So yeah, so I'll have my bonus sometime before Christmas, but the next 2 weeks, like I said, next Sunday will be baking, Christmas baking. And I will give advance notice on Facebook and Instagram what we are going to bake, so that if you guys want to message me for the recipe to follow along with me. Otherwise, it will be posted, so you can always do it at a later time as well and just watch it that day. So, sorry if I glitched there. It just said reconnecting. So, if you have any suggestions, I think I know what I want to bake, but if you have any suggestions, you can still give them to me. And what crafts we're gonna do. So I saw on I think it's called This Morning. Steve, if you're watching, you can, or anybody in the UK can comment in the bottom with Phil and Holly. I think it's called This Morning here in the UK. It's just a morning program, and they had like so many trees. But I love that it's like this huge set, and it's you know, decorated to the nines because it's a TV set and everything else. But on the trees, they also had the chain, paper chains, and they were made out of like wrapping paper. And it was just like that, how you can have all this money to decorate the set and still use something as inexpensive and even economically friendly, because they'll, you know, decompose, but and simple as paper chains. Because me and my siblings used to make those when we were kids and decorate the basement. And yeah, it was really cool. So that's something that people could do. Have you ever strung popcorn? Like made popcorn and then put it on strings? What else, like, of those old-fashioned, you know, things have you guys done for decorations that just think nostalgic? I have not actually ever strung popcorn. Maybe I'll try doing that this year. So, my mother-in-law Trisha says, I'll catch you later everywhere, and you look so Christmassy. Love it. Thank you, Mom. I will enjoy. You can enjoy me later because I'll still be here. It'll be posted. So I don't know what else to tell you guys. I should have like brought that little house out in front of the TV, but it doesn't matter. And also those houses, there's one on either side of the TV. They light up, but I didn't do that either. So I'm just gonna make sure I didn't miss any comments. Okay, so what else shall we talk about? If you want to see I wore this for a photo with Steve last year. It is a cute jumper. We have quite a few Christmas jumpers, Christmas sweaters. So yeah, it won't be hard for me to have a wardrobe this week, year, month. Yes, this month, this season. So if you are celebrating Hanukkah coming up soon, then happy Hanukkah almost to you as well. And any other celebrations that there is that I don't know about. But I do like learning about them. But I also don't want to pretend that I celebrate things that I don't. So Cheryl says, I used to string popcorn, fresh cranberries, and homemade gingerbread men for garland. That sounds yummy. And actually, do you know what that I just thought of? And my mom has some of these. I think my grandma might have made them. Mom, if you're watching, tell me who made them. But I think it was my grandma or maybe one of my aunties. But they are like crocheted snowflakes and out of string or whatever. And then you I don't know, starch them basically. So then they're really stiff and you hang them on the tree. And oh my God, this has to be a thing. Maybe every year I'm going to do like some new homemade, like old-fashioned decoration for the trees. Because the tree in the living room is the one that's, okay, the other trees have like themes and everything else. This tree is the one that's random and has all the homemade decorations and all the different decorations and, you know, all those things. And I have the ones that the kids made when they were little. And even when I got here, I got Tom to make some crafts, you know, even though he was 12 turning 13 when I got here. So he was 13 the first Christmas. I still wanted, you know, it's my first son. So I wanted, you know, things from him on the tree as well. And yeah, this is exciting. So I'm thinking of those. And then I remember when you said the gingerbread men, so I'm guessing the fresh cranberries just like shrivel up as the season goes, and maybe they even smell nice. I don't know, like do they give off a scent? I've made those orange, there's a name for them. I think it starts with a P. You know when you take an orange and you put ribbons around it, we talked about it last year, and then you put cloves in them and they give off the scent of the clove and the orange. I've made those before. Not lots, like all over the tree or anything. I've made one or two before. But, oh, so when I was a kid, I don't even know what happened to these. I'm guessing they broke, or like eventually you have to throw them out. But there was these, also these things that maybe my grandma or my mom made or whatever, and they were like made out of dough. So you can make like whatever, a candy cane out of dough, or like different, like an angel, whatever. It was made out of like a dough. So probably salt, flour, and water, but it was like really hard, like they turned really hard, so that and maybe it's the amount of salt in it that made them so they hardened and dried out instead of molded. And you made them into decorations. But I don't know what happened to those ones when I was a kid. And the best ornament my parents ever had was this silver ball with a red ribbon, and it hung in the middle of the tree, and their tree was so bushy. It was a artificial tree, but it was so bushy and dense that you couldn't see the middle of it. So you didn't know where this ball was necessarily, but it had a switch that you turned on, and it made a bird chirping noise, and I loved that. But Mom said that it stopped working a few years ago. She got rid of it, so I can never hear it again. But it was like the best, and we were never allowed to touch it, but we loved it, and we loved when she would turn it on. And I think it might have had a sensor where you could turn it on where it play, just keep playing, or you could turn it on where, if you know, like a motion sensor, but I can't remember for sure, but I loved it. Cheryl says, yes, the cranberries would dry naturally, no scent. I've dried orange slices as well. Well, I did that with like, so you know how I have lemon, I mean, may or may not know, in the greenhouse I have lemon and clementines and such. So, I can't remember, so I had these little tiny oranges or clementines or something from last year. I don't have clementines, sorry, I'm lying. I have lemons, what's that called? Kumquats, and then lime quats. That's what I have for citrus fruit. So anyways, they were like little tiny orange colored citrus fruits, and I didn't know what to do with them. And so I sliced them up and dried them out. So I still have them somewhere in a little potpourri type little dish. And they're like that big little slices. So that was my first time ever doing something like that. I've never dried out like actual orange slices, like a big orange slices. But, you know, there's a first for everything. So even those things on a tree, very, very natural. And I would love that too. So we can do some of those things. Maybe even the craft rambling hour, we might do something like that. Or, yeah, because I mean, obviously, drying out, if you have a dehydrator or an oven on a low temperature with the door open, but drying out can take a long time, so it's not something that we would do just like on the episode. It would take more than an hour. Cheryl says, my mom had a bird chirping ball too. Did it look the same? Was it silver? But I loved that decoration. I would love to be able to find something like that again. That is like your childhood. And I think it's probably because my parents did the decorations pretty much the same every year, which was fine because it still felt magical. But I told you guys this before, that it was so weird how like one night we would go to sleep, and then the next morning we would get up for school, and like the whole house was decorated. They always did it in a night. Like after we went to sleep, before we got up. I don't know how, because I've been working on this for weeks. And our house always looks so Christmassy, and you know, the garland that would come from the corners, and I have that stuff, and I might even put it up, but I'm not gonna poke holes in our freshly, you know, done ceiling. I will use something that is nonstick that comes off, like those 3M strips or something. And Cheryl says, yes, silver. Oh, that's really cool. And I know Cheryl's from Canada, so it might be like a North American thing, but yeah, the memories of... So Cheryl has these, so I just saw somebody else from the States who said their favorite Christmas movie is called, Cheryl, you'll have to tell me. I can't remember what it's called, and I don't think I've ever seen it. But then it made me think of, again, they had wrapping paper with the little boy on it is he wearing a bunny suit? And Cheryl has all these ornaments that she's collected over the years for this movie, and she has some really cool ornaments from it. No, I can't remember what the movie's called. A Christmas Story. There, Cheryl wrote A Christmas Story. So I don't remember ever watching the movie, but she has some really cool ornaments from it. Speaking of which, I bought an Aladdin ornament for myself like this last week because Aladdin was my favorite movie growing up, my favorite like animated movie, and my 15th and 18th birthday were Aladdin themed. And I have, you know what, I might even already have an Aladdin like decoration for the tree. I don't know, because all my Aladdin stuff's up in the loft in a container all together. So Cheryl says Ralphie. Ralphie's a little boy, and is he wearing a pink bunny suit? And he's got glasses, and yeah, I mean, if you've seen the movie or you know the characters, it's a very recognizable character. Definitely, that's how I recognized it as soon as I saw it on the wrapping paper on this other post from this girl from the States, lady, I should say. Cheers. I do love how the internet can keep us together, whether we met online or we've met in person or we're related or we've been friends since childhood. It just, it opens up a whole new world to be able to connect like this and have people all over the world just be in my living room with me at the same time. Cheryl says his Aunt Clara made the bunny suit for him. Very cute. I'm going to have to find this movie and watch it. But saying that, I still haven't watched, what's that movie called, Samantha? Soul? I think it's Soul. I haven't watched. There's a lot of movies I still need to watch, and a lot of TV I need to watch. And the problem is I just don't sit down enough. So it says Mel joined Telegram, but I don't think that's my sister Mel. Maybe it is. Mel, if you're watching, are you on Telegram now, or is that a different Mel that's in my contacts? Although I don't know if well, I mean, I know some Melissas and stuff, but anyways. What else is new? So because Steve's home and he's not out, me and him can go for our walk after we are done here. I have 12 out of 30 minutes on my working out already. Oh, okay. So, Melody said no, not me. Let me think. Cheryl says he hated it. His mother made him wear it briefly. His father said he looked like a pink nightmare. Aw, I think he looks cute, but he looks like he's probably about, I don't know, 10 to 12 years old, so probably not an age where a boy would want to be wearing a pink bunny suit. What was I going to say? Working out, walking, exercise. I really need to get my eating in order. I was so proud of myself last year. I'm not knocking the way I look, and I'm happy no matter what happens, but I worked really hard last year, and I want to get back to that, so that is a thing. But that isn't what I was going to say. Let me rewind my brain. We were talking about movies and TV and me not sitting down. And then taking, I know what and then I looked at my watch and it reminded me of my glasses. So I went for my eye appointment this week. You know, this is just like this is like not only keeping up with friends and family, but this is also like just me. I guess it would be a vlog, a video log, right? So I'm just vlogging my, good night, darling. That's Erica going to sleep. You have to come on now. No. You put your hand, I was trying to let you get away with not going on, but that's not, they need to see who the wave was from.
You just said my name.
And what would you like for Christmas, young lady? Is
a gun.
What? A gun? Yeah, did you hear? No, Lena just went, She grumbled. That's not a good gift. All right, say goodnight to everyone and get to bed. You have school.
Good night to everyone.
All right, love you. Sleep well.
So,
yeah, this is like my diary. You guys just, I tell you everything that happened in my week. So I went for my eye appointment because I knew that putting on my glasses, I just have them for reading. I knew my prescription had changed because my reading glasses weren't working the same. And, I don't know, they're over there right now. Like the cheap ones, they call them off the peg. The cheap, like, reading glasses that you can get at, like, different pharmacists or wherever, you know, like you just get them at normal stores. They just have all those like different reading ones. And I went to my eye appointment and I said that I'm wearing like a 2.75 for my reading glasses off the peg. and the optometrist, not an obstetrician. I'm not pregnant or dealing with any lady problems. The optometrist said, "Oh, that's really strong. I don't know if you need them that strong." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Those seem to be the ones that work the best." And then she did my testing of my eyes and everything, and so and then when I went to get pick up my glasses, I put them on and said, "Oh, these are doing the same thing as the off the peg ones. Like I can see really clearly with them on when I'm reading and everything else, but everything else around me with the glasses on is blurry." Well, she explained to me, and then the guy explained to me when I was getting them fitted, that my distance sight is great. It's wonderful. There's nothing wrong with it. They wouldn't even give me a prescription for it because there'd be no reason, because I have really good eyesight. It's just my close-up, my reading. And he said that in your 40s, almost everybody, like it's universal, people 40s and up, that your close-up eyesight, your, what's it called? Nearsightedness, like your reading, your eyesight goes very low, like it disintegrates, whatever. It gets worse. Not really, really bad necessarily, but it for everybody, it will go down. But what happened is that from my last time, 4 years, I didn't realize I hadn't been to the eye doctor for 4 years. But from my last time, 4 years ago, to now, my nearsightedness has gone down quite a lot. So the gap, because my old glasses, when they worked, I could read and then look up and I could still see everything in focus there with those glasses. Now, when I watch TV, it's like my pet peeve. Let me grab actually, I'm going to grab my new glasses to show you. So I even said this to the guy, like one of my biggest pet peeves, and now I'm living that big pet peeve. So I hated when people, hi Lena. I hated when people would have their glasses just on the end of their nose, and now I'm one of those people. So if I'm working on my phone, I was looking for my phone, but it's there. So if I'm playing on my phone or doing my posts or whatever, and Steve's watching TV, I have to look through my glasses at my phone, and I have to look over my glasses to the TV for it to be in focus, or at Steve if I'm talking to him. And so when I put these on, these are my new ones. Want to see? They were actually they were only 69 pounds for the frames. And, but I like the silver and I like the shape. And they were the only ones in the whole place that had this shape, which I like for my face. So right now if I was reading, like the writing in there or something, I can see perfectly. And then there, it's like a bit blurry. So I have to do it this way now. They said the only other option is to have 2 prescriptions, one for nearsighted, one for farsighted. But like I said, they wouldn't give me a prescription for farsighted because I don't need it, or do this, or have bifocals, which again, the bifocals, one of the focals, wouldn't have any prescription. But it's good news. I said I'm not going to complain, because the fact that I have good vision overall, like for distance and everything, is more than some people have, so I'm not going to complain. If I have to wear glasses for reading, or if I have to have them on the end of my nose like this, even though it's bugged me my whole life, now I realize that there's a reason that people look over their glasses like that. And it's funny, wearing them right now like this, I look like a younger Mrs. Claus. So Steve would make such a good Santa Claus, and maybe I'll just like have my hair up, or I'll make it like look white instead of dyeing it. And I could be a nice, and I'll put like rosy cheeks, and I could be a Mrs. Claus, and that would be very fun, I think. I don't know. But so I got my eyes checked. This week coming up, dentist. So all the kids and me, well, the youngest kids and me have dentist appointments, and then the girls have their eye appointments coming up in the next few weeks as well. So yeah, I'm finally getting on to the things that I've been like, I need to book these appointments, like for, obviously I said I hadn't been to the eye doctor for 4 years, so a bit of procrastinating, but that is the thing with me, and Steve is exactly like me. Even before him and I got together, him and I are reliable people, and it is hard to find reliable people, but we also might not get things done efficiently and quickly. Well, no, efficiently we will, but not quickly. So we will do what we say we're going to do. It's just not always as quick as we want it to be done. But we are very reliable. So that's one of the things I love about him. And Cheryl says, cute glasses, Mrs. Claus. Thank you. And Melody says, we all have those Christmas bears in the chairs, but I can't remember how we all got them. Well, that is an interesting story, Melody. And we don't all have them. Just you and I have them. Unless Mom has one too. I actually have two because I found one at Value Village, which is a thrift shop in North America. But I know how I got mine. I got mine, this one actually, from my, from my lovely sister Melody, who can't remember how we got them because you bought it from Avon for me. So the reason I brought him over here, because he's set up in the dining room right now. Actually, I have two, like I said, and they're over in the dining room right now because, and I actually keep the rocking chair from the other one out all year and put like, at Easter, I put a little Easter bunny in it and stuff. But I brought him over here because he's one of my favorite ornaments and teddies. And Melody, you bought me this. So that is how I got mine and probably how you got yours. And if Mom has one, that's how she got hers. But yeah, they're from Avon from many moons ago. Is that bringing back memories now, Melody? And I don't know if you guys can see, but little Mr. Bear Santa Claus has spectacles as well. Let's Mr. Bear, let's put our spectacles on at the same time so we can see. Melody said, oh, maybe I bought them for everyone one year. Yes. Oh, yes, from Avon. Oh, I just poked myself in the eye. And also, but Melody, who has them besides me and you? Okay, let's put our spectacles on, and you got to get the glare on them too. Aren't we cute with our spectacles? Cheryl says, oh my God, I have a Santa Bear, much like that, and rocking chair. Cheryl, we're going to have the same decorations, except I don't have any of the Christmas story decorations. You should see Cheryl's Halloween decorations. They are super cool, and I'm so jealous. And now that I'm in a position where I have just a little bit more money, even if it's not meant for stuff like that, I'm jealous that I can't get the like really cool ornaments and stuff for Halloween here, like you can in North America. But really, if I really wanted to, I could probably order them and get them sent to like my mom's house and then collect them and then still get really cool things throughout the years. But yeah, Cheryl has some really awesome Halloween decorations as well. So I love seeing her pictures. Even if it is the same ornaments every year, I still love seeing them every year. Yeah, boy, I should start a show with like rambling because I sure can talk. Like maybe call it the rambling hour or a rambling day or a rambling life because I do talk a lot. Cheryl says, Halloween is my favorite. Well, I can't choose a favorite, but I do love Halloween and my birthday's in October, so yes, I'm a little biased that way. And autumn is my favorite season. But as you can tell, I love Christmas as well. This is another one of my, oh, he's up there. Another one of my favorite ornaments. And I did buy this one for myself when I worked at Carlton Cards. But Boyd's Bears, oh, you can't see, but Boyd's Bears is a type of collectible. And I only have 3 Boyd's Bears. 2 I bought myself and 1 was a gift. And this is like one of my favorites. So he's got the Canadian, like the maple leaf on there. It's hockey. And I've had this since before I've had kids. And it is, and yeah, I'm not into collectibles like this, but I love the Boyd's Bears. So I love him. He's on the ice. It's very, I don't know, it's too bright. Anyways, yeah. So I love him. Okay. Oh, Lena, you scared me. Lena, shh. Melody says, I worked at Carlton Cards too. Laugh out loud. Yes, you did, but you worked at Carlton Cards way before me. And Cheryl says, my Santa Bear is a bear. Boyd's. Oh, your Santa Bear that you have a rocking chair that is a Boyd's Bear. And Salila says, hey, beautiful, I'm so glad I caught you live. Love the decorations. Thank you. This is like honestly just a very smidgy little section of my decorations. As I said, like almost every room is decorated. Well, every room is decorated, including the 2 bathrooms. I didn't do the kids' rooms, and they haven't done them, and Thomas's bathroom isn't decorated either. I haven't decorated our bedroom, but I will when it's downstairs, when we add to the house and stuff, then it will be part of my decorating for the seasons. But yeah, entranceway, a landing, like the whole stairwell, and it's like a winter wonderland kind of theme. The kitchen is like a really dark blue with very small touches of red, and there's white and blue with small touches of red. Out here is just, everything green and colorful and everything. And then the 2 bathrooms, the downstairs bathroom is gold and red, and the upstairs bathroom is mostly red. And then, yes, so those are the themes I went with this year. But I will, once I'm finished, then I'm going to, when I put the pictures on, it looks like I have this huge, nice, clean house. But that's not exactly true. It's because, so if there's a bit of a mess in the entranceway, I'll just put all those few things into the next room, make everything look great, take pictures, and then go to the next room and take pictures as the rooms are clean. But come on, we live in this house. It can't stay clean with animals and kids and everything else. It's not as clean as it looks in the photos. I just set it up and take some nice pictures while it's clean for that moment, and then move to the next room. Melody says, I had to go to 4 grocery stores today to find rainbow marshmallows to make confetti squares. Okay, well, rainbow marshmallows. Sorry, in my head I was actually thinking like rainbow colors, but you just mean like they're kind of like tutti frutti colors, like really pale pastel color like marshmallows. Like, I mean, we don't even get those here, let alone having to look in different stores for them. So, but that sounds yummy, confetti squares. So is that just like Rice Krispie squares, but with, whoa, hey, don't they sell like red and green Rice Krispies at Christmas? And Melody says pastels, yes. Okay, and I do kind of feel bad for you, but sometimes it's hard enough for me to find marshmallows here. When you said grocery shopping, it reminded me of something. Oh yeah, that I didn't buy the kids advent calendars for, I say kids, but the youngest one's 14, but I didn't buy advent calendars for them this year. And luckily, as usual, Steve's mom, Trisha, bought them all calendars. So instead of them having 2 this year, they at least have 1, but I didn't buy many. So speaking of that, it reminded me of I have had this parcel in my office for like over a year to send to Canada with like stuff in it. And you know how I'll get a box, and then as I see things in the shop, or I think of things for my family in Canada, I'll put it in this box, and once the box is full, I'll post it to Canada. Well, not only are we having postal strikes here, but I finally, so a couple, in September, because the Melody got her birthday gift from me, because it was 2 different parcels. In September, I went to post it. When I got there, they took the one, but then the bigger one that I had to send, they said that they didn't have room for it there, because they can only keep so many things there, and because there's a strike, they don't get picked up as much, and blah, blah, blah. So they didn't have room for it, and if I could bring it back Monday. Well, come on. So it sat in the back of my car until a few weeks ago, and I finally brought it to post again. Finally got it off. Yay. And then along with 2 other parcels that I had sent. And this big fat one comes back to my door with the postman saying that there's perfume in it. So there's little tiny vials of perfume that I sent, and that can't go airmail. So I need to, I can send it on the sea, right? On a ship. So I'm like, oh, okay, so just send it and it takes longer, weeks, but it's cheaper to put it through the sea instead of airmail. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just send it, the whole package, on the sea. And he's like, yeah, that, or you can take the perfumes out, send it airmail, and just send the perfumes, on the sea. And I was like, oh, God. So now, that was, a week ago at least, and it's sitting on my desk in the office. So this is just crazy. So I need to send that. It has Christmas stuff in it for my niece and nephew for last year's Christmas. But I just haven't posted it, so it'll go. Melody says, what? Peanut butter, butterscotch marshmallow squares? Melody! My mommy says, hi Lisa, I'm sick today, bye. Oh, I'm sorry that you're sick, Mom. You can catch up with me later when you're feeling better, and I will send you healing, loving energy, and I hope you feel better soon. And Melody, when you guys think of how we bake in Canada or North America, especially for Christmas, and when you visit with everyone and the layouts of all these treats and everything, or giving them as gifts and everything, now you know why North Americans are, in general, larger than other countries, because all those goodnesses I can't say no to. So I love the idea of what you're saying, but I know I would eat them, and so I'm glad that we don't do as much Christmas baking here as we do in Canada. Saying that, I still have my pumpkins in the garage that I need to like clean and do something with and make pumpkin pies and everything. Oh, this week I made lasagna. You know when you get itchy from wearing a hat? I made lasagna, but I made 4 different lasagnas. So I'm trying to use things up to replace, to like not have old stuff in my cupboard. So I had a bunch of lasagna sheets that I needed to use up. Hang on. Did I miss something from Mom? Yeah. No. Melody says, yes, I am making Rice Krispie squares. Rice Krispie squares. And Salila says, honestly, I find giving gift cards, donations, or purchasing through Amazon a lot easier, especially when we had postal strikes over the years. Oh, I love Amazon. I mean, it is not as much of a consumer country over here. So since I moved here, there's so many things that I can't get in the shops here, but I can find it on Amazon. Some of the prices are ridiculous sometimes, but I absolutely love Amazon. And gift cards, things like that are really good gifts. And some people think they're not impersonal, but I don't think that's true. And what I do when my family back home, and we use Amazon for like my niece and nephew, will shop on the Canadian Amazon, and the gifts go straight to my sister's house for the kids instead of like having to ship things from here to there. But the things I do ship aren't like, they're kind of just little things that I find that they won't be able to get over there or whatever. So. But for birthdays and stuff, we'll just use Amazon. But what I was going to say about gift cards is that, so if my mom buys the kids a gift card, then whatever we go and spend that gift card on, I say they buy themselves like a comfy, snuggly blanket, then that gift is what grandma bought them because of the gift card. So then I will send pictures of my mom, whatever they use the money for, I'll send the pictures to my mom and say, this is what the money went to. So that way it's not just money, it still is something. So I got comments here that I need to read. And Melody says, and I have a bunch more baking I want to do, but I have to wait till payday. Cheryl says, we have cut back on Christmas squares, etc. I always make shortbread though. Oh, I always eat shortbread though. Melody says, I made butter cookies and candy cane cookies last week. Melody, the candy cane cookies, that's one of the ones that I wanted to make next week. So if you can send me the recipe or get Mom to send me the recipe. The other one that I wanted to make next week is, we call them hockey pucks. I think they're like a type of molasses cookie. My mom can't seem to find the recipe for it, but obviously like they're dark brown, and I'm guessing you roll them, and then you put the roll in like wax paper or whatever, and you put it in the fridge, and then when you cut it, it would make like these like hockey puck shaped cookies, and then my mom would bake them, and they were kind of like hard, but not too hard to eat. But so I'm pretty sure there's some type of molasses cookie because of the color, that or a dark brown sugar. But so if somebody has a recipe for those, we call them hockey pucks, but my mom can't find the recipe, but I want to make those as well. So Melody, I don't know if you have the recipe for those. No, Melody says I think they are ginger snaps. I don't think they are ginger snaps, although I do like ginger snaps as well. But I think they were different than ginger snaps. But I had thought about that too, making the gingerbread like house, making the gingerbread, like making the shapes for the gingerbread house ourselves. But that's what I was gonna say. The thing about like Mel, how you said there's so many things that you want to make, but you're waiting for payday. That's another reason I wanted all the decorations done, so that these 24 days of Christmas, leading up to Christmas, I could do different things like that. So, but yeah, like I'm almost done the decorations, although like I said, now, if I want to put stuff outside and then do the guest house, and I'm not done decorations yet, and the days are going by already. And the problem is that just the decorating I could get done in a couple days, but I have to do everything else that's normal life as well, and I guess I can't complain because I'm at home and people actually have full-time jobs, so I'm not gonna act like, but you know, just making dinners and doing all the other stuff too, laundry, all the stuff that has to be done, and I can't just, it seems like sometimes when I'm ready to focus on decorating, somebody needs something and it takes me away from the decorating. But that's okay, it'll all get done in good time and things are looking good. So, oh Mel, now you made me want ginger snaps. So yes, lots of baking and crafts, and Christmas is, okay, so Cheryl, how we were talking about Halloween being your favorite. There is some things about Halloween being my absolute favorite, and I love doing haunted houses, and I love the decorations, and I love the spookiness, and the witchiness, and all of that. But Christmas is a different type of magic as well. And, so let's jump into the spiritual stuff right now, and I think I told you guys this before, but, so, if you believe in an afterlife, if you believe there's a spirit world, then also you probably know that like time doesn't exist there the same way it does on Earth, and so it's not like Christmas time. However, when we have Christmas time here, they celebrate up there. I say up there in the spirit world, they celebrate as well because we come together more. We're thinking of our loved ones more, which gives them the energy and opens the veil more for them to be with us. So they come together themselves and with us around this time of year, which is one of the reasons that it feels more spiritual, it feels more magic, it feels like that, because we lift our energy, and it's just like, it's a whole combination of all that. So that magic in the air, that feeling at Christmas time, and now just like thinking about all, like, not everybody, there is some humbugs out there, but, and I understand if you are in a tough situation, if you're not having good health, if you don't have money, there's lots of things that are shit in life in general, let alone at Christmas time. But for the most part, some of these simple things like treats or homemade ornaments, it doesn't have to be all about consumer and money and expensive gifts and all those things. Even going and working at a, I mean, you could serve food at homeless shelters and different things like that all year round. They need that stuff, and you'll feel good about helping other people. But anything you do for anybody is just part of the Christmas spirit. It makes you feel better. And yeah, so there's so much about this season that I just absolutely love and feel good about and I'm excited about. So, let alone spreading that magic for everyone else. I know I go overboard with the decorations. I know my family makes fun of me. I know I don't have to decorate all 4 trees that I did this year, but I have them anyways. I have the decorations to do them, and I have the room to do them. Melody says me too. And I know the magical feeling that, how it feels to walk into a home that's just decked out like this, especially because in Canada, as soon as the snow falls, it feels more like winter and Christmassy, even if the snow falls early. But here, we rarely get snow right where I live, and if we do, it might be in January, February, and a lot of times it's melted, it snowed overnight, and it's melted by the morning. So I don't even get that. So these decorations help me. I could not even imagine living in Australia when it's summertime for Christmas. You know, you even see in those cheesy Christmas movies, they always seem to live somewhere where it snows, even though most of the world doesn't have snow at Christmas. Yeah, yeah, the decorations mean a lot to me. I love this time of year. Cheryl says, Halloween has so much less pressure. Christmas overwhelms me emotionally. The decorating is cathartic. Yes, and I think that's true for a lot of people with the emotions and Christmas and pressure and everything else, and that's another reason that I wanted to get the decorating done sooner, or that's another reason that I try to do the shopping throughout the year for gifts if I see something that's good for someone else, or the reason that even our own kids who are younger know that they already have everything they need, and we don't put that pressure on ourselves about the gifts. We'll get some things for people to open, but it's not about the gifts. It's more about the getting together, the family, the dinner. You know, we'll put more effort. I mean, there's only pressure on Steve because he makes the Christmas dinner. I decorate and make everything look lovely for the Christmas dinner. But I'd say, if anything, that's where the most pressure is just that one day, like having a beautiful Christmas dinner when we have so many people together and everything else. And so that's where the big pressure is. It is kind of funny how when I'm in the best position financially that I've been, is when I least care about, and my family care about, gifts. and I guess it's partly that we know that we could buy stuff and wrap it and put it under the gifts, but why it's not about buying stuff. So you feel like it's a waste of money to buy things that aren't useful or that they don't need, and it's a waste for them too to open it and it be just a novelty thing. So yeah, so Cheryl says we do very few gifts. Yeah, I think it's getting that way. I mean, there's still a lot of consumerism, obviously, and it's so hard for people who have never had anything, if they start to have money and be able to buy those things, it's totally different. So I guess that's part of it too, is that we have everything we need. If we didn't have everything we needed, then buying my kids a winter coat or boots or something like that would be a huge thing where you have to save for those things. But Cheryl says being together is the biggest gift of all. It absolutely is. And as we know, with the last few years with COVID, not being able to be together, I mean, it was weird listening to people. I know I chose to move to England and to move away from my family and friends. And I love that we have the internet and that we can keep in contact this way. But it was weird for me to hear these people during COVID talking about not being able to hug so-and-so and not being able to get together with them. And, and I'm just thinking, like, this is temporary for a lot of you guys. I live like across an ocean from my family, and yes, it was my choice to move here, but it doesn't necessarily make it easier when I want to hug from my mom or I want to hang out with my sister and laugh like we used to or any of those things. So it was just hard for me to, like, I don't know. It's like when you watch these shows, like there's the show I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and they go to the Australian jungle for 3 weeks, so they have to be away from their family for 3 weeks. And some of them act like after a few days they're like crying and missing their family. And I realize that it's a pressure situation, so your emotions are different and everything like that. But at the same time, me and Steve were sitting there thinking, like, and I'm even one to, like, not, like, he would still want to talk every day if we were away from each other. I'm like, good, not that I don't love him any less, like, I love him just as much as he loves me, but I'm way more, like, not like that. I could go 3 weeks without talking to anybody and I'd be fine. But yeah, so I think with everything that's happened with COVID and all that, it shows us even more why being together is the biggest gift of all, and why that those are the things that matter. Our health, our being together, our really showing affection and love for the people that we care about. So yeah, I think that's way more important than the gifts. So, and like I said, decorating, although I go like crazy with the decorations, that's adding to my decorations a little bit every year. So I've been adding to my decorations before I even like was an adult. So some of the things I used to decorate, like I've had this, I don't even know if I was 18 when Melody bought me this. If not, I was just in my early 20s. I think, like, I'm going to say it was probably around 1999 or 2000 when I got this. So, yeah, I was just an adult. Like, and that's what I'm saying, is that lots of my decorations and stuff have been, besides lights, because we know, well, actually, they seem to make lights better now, but lots of times your lights wouldn't work from year to year, and you'd have to replace them every year. But, yeah, lots of my decorations are from these are fake flowers, fake white poinsettias. I have red ones over there, but these were from a friend's wedding, and they didn't even get married at Christmas time, but they had these for their wedding, and I use them every year. And I've put them on trees before. I do different things with them. Today I just shoved them in this apple basket, which is from Canada, when one of the grocery stores was closing down, and they got rid of a bunch of baskets that I use for, I can use them for autumn, harvest, and everything else. And so I just shoved those in this, and there's another decoration done. But again, these are things like that I keep every year, and that's why my loft is so full, and I get, made fun of for that too from the family, how much stuff I have. But yeah, so it doesn't have to be difficult to decorate. It's more of the thought process, the making things, even like I said, paper chains. I mean, there's so much recycled paper that you could just make paper chains. I mean, obviously you need the staples or tape. Staples are quicker, but, and then you need the stapler. So, but yeah, there's lots of easy, cheap ways to make decorations too, and it doesn't have to all be like going out and having a show home with all these brand new ornaments and everything else. So, I don't even know. Oh, it's 9:05. That's what I was just gonna say. I don't even know how close to an hour we are with my rambling. 58:39. So, We are almost done at the hour, but this has been a good hour, I would say. Cheryl says, some decorations are like old friends. I have decorations my mother had as a child from the 1920s. Yeah, that's awesome. And actually saying that, in my Winter Wonderland entranceway, okay, so I took out this, it's like an Easter tree. It's just like a white branchy tree that you get from the craft store or wherever, and the branches like bend because it's wire in them, and you use it at Easter to hang like Easter egg decorations on. It's just this thing that's become new in the last 15 years or so, that you have these Easter trees. So again, it's just a white base with this white branchy tree. And I took it out of the loft, and I thought even about using it at Halloween and decorating it for Halloween because it could work for that. But I took it out of the loft for my Winter Wonderland, and I used it up on the top upstairs. And I bought this new mouse this year, and she's wearing pink. She looks like a pink ballerina mouse. And I'll go and take a picture of it, and then I'll add it in the comments. But on this winter tree, so Michael's mom, so the girls' bio dad, his mom, Grandma Diane, was a wonderful grandma to the girls up until she passed away in 2013, I believe, or 2014. So I think it was 2013 that she passed away. She passed away just before Christmas. Before that, she gave me a box of decorations, Christmas decorations, and it ended up being that because she passed away before Christmas, that was the first Christmas with those decorations. And I want to say it was 2012 because me and Michael split up in April of 2012, and I think she passed away in December of 2012. And so that Christmas was our first Christmas, me and the girls, it was just us girls. So we used all these decorations, which were pink, and decorated this little tree because we weren't going to be home for that Christmas in Saskatchewan anyways. We were going back to my parents' house and stuff. So we just decorated a little tree, and we used all these pink decorations that we got from Grandma Diane, and it was our girl tree, and it was an ode to Grandma Diane, and it was a lovely tree. So I have those pink decorations, and they are hanging on this white Easter tree with this little, with not foam, what's it called, I have this big roll of, that I bought for snow. It looks like snow. What is it called? Cotton, it's not cotton batting. It's not the stuff you would put in making quilts, but it's kind of it's meant to be snow. So you just cut a piece and you put it underneath something to look like snow. And I have that, and then I have the tree, and I have the pink ornaments that were Grandma Diane's, and I have the new little mouse that's from this year, of the few things that I bought to add to the collection for this year. And as Cheryl said, with the sentimentalness and the old friends, it's like I said, Grandma Diane was a wonderful grandma to the girls up until she passed. And as we talked about with Sam and her little boy, we know that our loved ones are still around us, and it just makes me happy every time. And it's right outside our bedroom door, and the girls, but as soon as you go upstairs and you go towards the bedrooms, you see it, and it just gives you that smile and that, that little bit of, and I have this thing as well, sitting on this pillow. So robins, our loved ones don't become animals when they die, but they can influence animals to help show that they're around us. So Christmas robins, although you can enjoy robins all year round, as I do in my garden, but the Christmas robins, which seem to be a thing now, which make me really happy, but every time I see Christmas robins, they remind me of my dad, who passed away in February of 2017. So I'm kind of making it a theme now to get Christmas robins. So it is that as well, remembering our loved ones and having them. Last year at Christmas, I believe it was last year at Christmas, I heard this before too, that to sit down and have coffee with your loved one who's passed, to leave a chair open for them. So last year I had the picture of my dad at an empty chair at the table, and so that it was like he was having Christmas dinner with us. Oh, yeah, I said February. Sorry, Melody. Melody said he passed in January. Yes, sorry, January 16th, 2017. But I always get mixed up with he passed on the 16th in the year 17, but then me and Steve got married in January 2018. So I have to really think about it when there is a reason I was thinking February but I don't know why. But yeah, it was January 16th. Sorry. Yes. At least I got the year right this time. So anyways, it has been a wonderful Christmas episode talking about traditions and spiritual stuff always, and our loved ones being around us and all these good things. Yeah, it's just a wonderful time of year. If you haven't already started your decorations, then go on and do it, even if it's just a little tree. And I also have this post, I haven't posted it yet, but it says that, you know, if you are Wiccan or you practice witchcraft, to remember that decorating a tree this time of year is actually witchcraft. So, yeah, it doesn't matter what you practice, what you celebrate. If you celebrate something different than Christmas, if you celebrate Hanukkah or something else, then happy holidays for those things too. Let me know what they are, because I love learning about different celebrations. And I don't think we should just celebrate the Christian and pagan holidays. I think we should celebrate all of them. You can't celebrate too much, can you? Especially if it's a happy thing that, you know, brings us all joy. Cheryl says, so many beloved family and friends who have passed are even closer at these special times. Absolutely, I absolutely agree. So if you ask your loved ones to leave you a sign, they will. So don't be surprised when they leave you the sign you asked for, and be open to it, and it will come in a way, like, so say you say, okay, if you're really around, show me a whale. Like, haha, what are the chances I'm going to see a whale here or whatever? So it might be like, then you go to the doctor's office and on the TV there's a program about whales, or you go over to a friend's house and they have a picture of a whale in their bathroom in a frame, or like it's going to be in ways that, so you can even ask them again to show you something. And yeah, just practice that and you'll see that your loved ones really are around. They do want to touch your life and get in contact with you, just to let you know that they're all right, and they want you to be all right, and that they still love you. And I love you, and I'm glad that you guys join me now or later, because this will be posted when I'm done. And happy holidays, and it is the beginning of something beautiful. So, yes, happy holidays, and we will see you next week for baking, Christmas baking with Lisa in the beautiful, awesome kitchen that I am absolutely grateful for. All right, we will see you next week. Love you guys. Bye. Melody says happy holidays. Bye, guys.